Alright, stand by everybody. I am getting things set up for our live hit here. We're going to talk all about Idalia. I keep saying Idalia. And we're going to answer any questions you may have as well. So, okay, I've got us set up here. I can see all your comments as you comment. First off, let's talk about tomorrow. We've got a 70% chance of some scattered showers and storms in the afternoon and evening. Is it from the tropical system? No. It's from a stationary boundary, but it has a little bit of tropical moisture coming in from the south. So that's why we've got a 70% chance of rain and thunder for tomorrow afternoon, 89 degrees. So that's what we're dealing with there. Now, let's take a look at what's coming Wednesday. So we've got Futurecast here. A few showers in the morning. The morning looks okay. No comments yet. I'm watching for comments, so go ahead and ask questions if you have them. Here it is at 9 o'clock, a few isolated storms. So nothing yet. Really around noon, that's when it's starting to bring in some activity. Now, model run after model run, we've seen this. It's been bringing it in right around lunchtime. And you can notice the winds gusting up to 18 miles per hour here. So these are the wind speeds right here, 18. Out of the east, 11, 12, 15. And as we head through the afternoon, you can notice the showers and storms kind of coming in, the heavier rain moving in towards Manning. This is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Wednesday, around Orangeburg, and then even some activity up to the north. So these little bands can develop with this, so even in Newberry and Fairfield County, not out of the woods totally. Here it is at 5 o'clock. It still has most of the activity over to the east. Notice the winds gusting up to 34 miles per hour, 30 in north, and 25 around St. Matthews. And this model has most of everything pushing over to the east and out of the region by around 10 o'clock or so. So the impacts that we're looking at, heavy rain, wind, and tornadic activity, and mainly east for that tornadic activity. It's a low to moderate risk, but wind and heavy rain we're a little more confident about. How much rain could we see in the next 7 days? This is showing an upwards of around 2.5 to 5 inches of rain, even some places around 6 inches. So let's go through. Monday, not much today. Tuesday, a little bit more down to the south and east, and by Wednesday we're looking at most of it over to the east into Wednesday. So that's what we've got. In the next 7 days, heavy rain down to the south and east. Now let's talk about the winds. We're looking at over 110 mile per hour winds down around Florida, and that kind of creeps up towards just north of Jacksonville. And you'll notice here in South Carolina, we've got some of that activity down to the south around Charleston. We're talking 58 to 73 mile per hour winds. Up towards Georgetown is a possibility. Here in Columbia and throughout all the Midlands, it's 39 to 57 mile per hour winds. That's the possibility with this system. Now, as you can see here around Columbia and Orangeburg and Florence, even Augusta, we've got that 39 to 57. That's where we are under. So here's Hurricane Franklin. That is causing rip current risks over to the west of the storm, which is our east coast. So we've got rip current risks because of Franklin, and it's going to be a Category 4 with 140 miles per hour winds just west of Bermuda. Now, Idalia is kind of moving over to the east a little bit more as far as these spaghetti plots go. You can kind of notice this grouping right here. This is what I'm really looking at, but we've got a few that bring it to us. So that's what we've got to be concerned about. If it comes closer to, if the center line comes closer to us, we'll see way more impacts farther over to the west. So we are still under the gun with this, but even if it's off of our coast, our eastern counties are going to see some very rough weather with this system. Now, it's got plenty of warm water. Right now, the water that it's in currently, 85 degrees. Now, it needs 80-degree water in order to form and maintain its strength. Anything above 80 is just like rocket fuel. And look at that, we're at 89 right off the coast of Florida, right off the coast of St. Petersburg there. And this region right here, let me make sure I've got the right one pointed here. Yeah, right there. And 90 off the coast of Florida and Mississippi and Alabama there too. So, and again, plenty of warm water for Franklin as well. But what are we going to expect? We're looking at winds around 20 to 40 miles per hour, wind gusts around 50 miles per hour, mainly to our south and east, but if it tracks west towards us, yes, we could see some of that here. 2 to 5 inches of additional rain, some flooding is possible, locally heavy rain at times, and isolated tornadoes mainly south and east. So 10-day forecast, again, 70% chance of storms for us for your Tuesday. Wednesday, 90% chance, and that's mainly in the afternoon and evening. And notice how Vaughn and I and Chandler, we kind of fudged this. Oops, excuse me. Let me make sure I got the right thing here. We kind of drug this first alert weather day over to the right a little bit into Thursday. And that's just because it's in the early morning hours. Thursday is still a possibility that this lingers. There's some models that still show it lingering in our region for Thursday morning. And then look at the temperature, 78 degrees for a high Thursday. And morning impacts, 40% chance. And as we head into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, my gosh, it looks gorgeous. 82 degrees Friday, Saturday. We're at 85, 88 Sunday, and Labor Day, 90, sunny and hot, but just really nice weather for us for Labor Day weekend. And that's usually what happens when you have a tropical system. That's their job, is to cool off the atmosphere. That's the whole reason for a tropical system, is to take heat from the tropics and move it north or south, depending on what hemisphere you're in. So it's just the Earth trying to balance itself. But again, winds 20 to 40 miles per hour, winds gusting up to 50 miles per hour, 2 to 5 inches of additional rain, some flooding, of course, possible, and we could have downed trees just with a 50 mile per hour gust. That can down a tree for sure, especially with very wet soils, and that's what we're going to have. We were seeing drought conditions, but this is going to help that out. Locally heavy rain at times. Yes?
I'm so sorry, are you on live?
Yes, I'm on live. Don, do you have a question? Yeah, parts of the Midlands right now. I mean, seeing it, yes. I'm just answering a question. Yep, for the newsroom. So, and I'm not seeing any questions here from you guys. So go ahead and ask. I just see some folks tagging other folks. But other than that, we're going to be keeping you covered. Vaughn's on at 7 o'clock, and I'll be back at 10 and 10:30 on the CW and 11 o'clock on NBC. We'll continue to monitor what's going on with this system. I mean, I tell you what, the European has been so consistently wonderful with this system. And one of the reasons why I'm leaning on it a little bit more, if you asked me, hey Adam, which one do you really like? And I would say the European. And I'm going to see if I can drag this down in real time and without messing up anything and show you it. So first off, we're going to start, here we go. Hopefully it's all working and we're all good to go. I'll hit play just to make sure that we're broadcasting correctly, and you can see the actual map. There it is. So it's a Category 1 system by 4 in the morning, pushing to the north. So notice I've got the track on here on top of my normal synoptic map. Now I did that because look at the track. It's very narrow because the forecast has gotten better, right? But the impacts, it's felt all the way to Miami and into the central sections of the Gulf of Mexico. So people really focus on the track, but hey, you're still going to see impacts in Florida 3 o'clock in the afternoon for Tuesday. For us, we've got the stationary boundary. Too early to ask, Adam. Grady, I'm asking impact for schools, especially eastern schools, Clarendon, Orangeburg County. I'm thinking we'll see some closures for your Wednesday. So just keep monitoring. They're going to say hello. St. Matthews, Calhoun County, you're in on it too. So let's go through this. This is our in-house model, the IBM, because it's kind of a short-term forecast for us. Here it is around 7 o'clock in the morning. We've got some showers, some rain here around 7, some steadier rain in and around Florida. Category 3 storm. It's Category 1. Once it hits land, it doesn't have the the ability to strengthen any longer. The friction of the earth kind of tears it apart, doesn't give it any more moisture. It's starved off from moisture, so that's why you see them rapidly decrease in speed. So this is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's still to our south, so notice what we're getting. We're getting some rain and some breezy winds. And it's right around the 7 o'clock p.m. to 7 a.m. This model, this is Euro, mind you, pushes it out by 7 in the morning. We're still seeing some very heavy rains and winds in and around the Horry County region. Yes, somebody is asking if there could be a tornado in Lexington, South Carolina. Yes, that is a possibility. Cannot rule it out. Usually our tornadoes within tropical systems are very brief and weak, but still damaging nonetheless. Now, here it is Thursday. You can see everything pushing over to the east, looking pretty good. Let me make sure I'm in the right system. And then high pressure is building for your Friday, and that's what's clearing us up nicely. So that's what we're looking at. That's my favorite model I wanted to show you. East is better. Yeah, I hope that, Grady, it does push over to the east. It has trended a little bit, even though most of these models have been very consistent. Like this European model has shown this track of just off the coast of South Carolina since Friday of last week when I left you on Friday. That's what it was showing, and that's what it's still showing. So that's why I wanted to show it to you. But Charleston, yes, we could see winds in upwards of around 74 miles per hour. Miss Whitlock. Sumter, you're going to see the heavier rain over your way too. Heavy rain and winds. You're in the eastern section of the Midlands, so it's closer to the system as of now. I mean, anywhere, just plan on some power outages too. So now's the time to maybe get the precautions, get ready, get the kids some hurricane snacks. And just make sure you've got enough stuff to, especially for the eastern counties, if you have closed schools. So I know some of our folks here have done that already. So there you go. That does it. We're going to be on in about 13 minutes on WIS at 7 o'clock. Von Gaskin's got you covered. And yeah, thank you very much. We will see you around. And stay tuned to WIS. All right, everybody, stay safe. We'll be back on as needed.